Welcome back to Grizz Vision here on Grizz TV. My name is Neal Ruhl here with Coach Kampe in advance of tonight's matchup against Northern Kentucky. And Coach, very tough Northern Kentucky team, very talented. We're in their building. Beautiful facility they have here. Very tough matchup here tonight.
Yeah, probably the nicest facility in our conference. It's new and it's gorgeous. It's big time. So, and that's probably one of the reasons you see them making the climb up. This is their first year. They're eligible in Division I for the postseason. They had one of the best recruiting classes in the Midwest, not just our conference. They've got some really good young players that are playing well, and they're coming off a tough trip. So both teams are coming in wounded, and it should be a game that goes down to a final possession.
As we get to the middle part of the league season here, Coach, you see that a lot, don't you, where teams maybe have taken a loss or two, and I don't want to say you're fighting for your life here in the middle of January, but to a degree, you're fighting for your life if you want to chase that championship.
Yeah, and that's what it becomes. Everybody puts so much pressure on every game, and if we don't win this one, we're gonna, and we got to stay away from that. We've just got to continue to improve and get better, which we didn't do this past week. I've always said you either get better or you get worse, and we didn't get better this week, so you know what that means. But you can't come into this game tonight and say, if we lose tonight, we can't win the championship, because who knows what's going to happen. I mean, did anybody really believe that we were going to lose 2 home games to the teams we lost this week? That can happen anywhere at any time, and you can't have that mindset. We've got to come in tonight, and we've got to get back to playing the way we were playing. And the big thing is we got to make shots, Neal. We can't be 12 for 61 from the 3. We missed 7 layups against Cleveland State. You can't do that and expect to win. I don't care how good you are defensively. People always say, defense travels, and if you play defense, and yeah, great. But the bottom line is, if you can't put the ball in the basket and score more points than the other team, you're not going to win, no matter how good your defense was. And our defense wasn't very good. But the bottom line was, you can't go 12 for 61 from the 3.
Coach, basketball can be complicated with all the sets and everything, but sometimes it is just that simple, isn't it? Put the ball through the net, win the game.
Well, you've got to play with great emotion and great confidence, and it's hard to do that. And I will say this again, and this is, I'm not saying this because we lost a couple games. I've said this beginning of the year, beginning of last year, beginning of the 20 years before that. Your basketball team during the year, when you play 30-some games, you're going to play 4 games out of your mind. You're going to play 4 games that you don't even know who that team is. And then the rest of those games are really who you are. All right? So we've got to get back to being who we are. And that's a team that will really guard you and put ball pressure on you, that can protect the rim, that will run good stuff. They'll come down and will run good stuff and will get good shots. Who we are this year has not been making shots. We're 19 games into it, and we're shooting maybe the lowest shooting percentage of a team I've had in the Division I era. We'd have to go back to the 2004, 2005 time when we were down there to see those numbers were.
When you went to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, we did go in 2005, didn't we? But that team didn't shoot it very well. So since then, which is 12 years ago, we've never shot the ball like this. And so I'm not saying we have to make shots. I'm saying we have to continue to run good stuff and get the ball to the rim, and then we got to step up and make plays. And if we do that, I think 20 games has shown we're a pretty darn good basketball team. And that's what we got to get back to being, is that pretty darn good basketball team. Now, all the other stuff takes care of itself. You can't sit there and fret over a win or a loss or a game or your season's ruined, because the reality of it is we could win the rest of them. And you know this, Neal. We could win the last 12 league games, win the league championship, and get beat in the conference tournament, and people are going to say it's a lost season. So you can't, as a player and as a coaching staff, you can't get caught up in that stuff. It's my job to prepare this team to play the best they can tonight, and that's what we're trying to do.
All right, Coach, certainly do appreciate the time. Game available on ESPN3, also on radio on 11:30 a.m. WDFN. The Call, myself and Scott McDonald on the play-by-play tonight. Thanks, Coach.
You got it, Neal.